How's it going? Michael from VPN.com. I hope you're having a great day. We're coming to you from beautiful Asheville, North Carolina at the Grove Park Inn for one of the best conferences I've probably ever had in my life. It was 70 of the brightest and biggest domain investors in the world. These minds are, there's just something about people in domains. They have a way of seeing something for what it can be well before it ever is, and most people don't have that kind of faith and idea or vision and ideas. So it's really neat to be surrounded by that type of energy. Put on by Rick Schwartz, an incredible domain investor, has sold tens of millions of dollars in domains and done very well for this industry. So thank you to him and his team for bringing us all together. These, again, are some of just the brightest people I've ever seen in one place. Like, you just get to just drift from one point and the other in a conference, and every conversation is just with people that you see in the world, you see doing great things, you see across the internet. So incredible opportunity. This is, I think, going to conferences in your industry is really important. And there's three big takeaways that I had from the last 2.5 days, and I wanted to share them with you about domains. And while they do apply to domains, they apply to many other asset classes and businesses. Number one, the scarcity of premium names. One thing that we talked about was having a domain is great. Anybody can own a piece of property, but what property is going to appreciate over the next 100 years when it comes to domains? And the reality is, and you can look at, DN Journal and see the top 100 sales each year, and this will validate it. But, if you want to get over that $50,000 mark, really anything over $100,000, you're going to have a premium.com. That is the reality in terms of, what brands are willing to pay for. You're typically dealing with end users, companies and visionaries and entrepreneurs that think they have the right business model to, in the long term, yield that back. And again, having a .net, a .org, or .io, or a .rocks, sure, you can have them, but it's never going to be. You're just going to always bleed traffic to the .com. So very clear direction, I think, in terms of the industry where that's going, especially as another 2 billion people come online over the next 5 years, right? So there's going to be another 2 billion people's worth of vision and entrepreneurship and businesses and domains, and demand for all things that go into getting online. And that is going to do nothing but drive up the property of really premium real estate. The more people that transcended onto New York, the more valuable the real estate on Fifth Avenue was. And you can own property in Kansas, in the middle of Kansas, where not a lot of people drive by, which differing extensions, you can have that, or you can have the best in the world. And from our asset class, that's the direction of pricing there. Number two is really being able to understand what goes into making a great deal. I think there's a few key elements for what goes into acquiring a great domain, why a business should acquire a great domain, and helping them understand that. We know as domainers the power of domains, but the people outside the industry, or maybe don't actively invest in domains, maybe it's a business that this is the most expensive transaction in your life. In fact, we just had a deal where that's the case. The entrepreneur was like, Michael, I'm making the biggest investment I've ever made in my life into a domain name. And I was like, I know, we've been exactly where you were. I was exactly where you were. I get it, but I see his vision, and I see how his vision, and he does too. He knows how it will pay him back. But having the context of what a domain can do, having the vision for how it plugs into your business, and having the resources. There's some great people who have taught me that those are the three key elements, and that got driven home here. A lot of people, just to do great deals, big deals, if your buyers don't have that mindset, then they're never going to look at the value or potential of a domain the way we might as either the owners or investors originally. And then the third thing, and this probably was the most important and one that I don't understand why we don't talk about it more as an industry, at least on, you know, the brokerage and transaction facilitation side, putting big deals together, is depreciation. You know, I mean, every business has access to things that they depreciate, whether it's buildings, whether it's chairs, whether it's, you know, golf carts, furniture. And the IRS in the US makes it very clear that you can amortize, you can depreciate your domain over 15 years. So you can guarantee 6.7% return on your domain each and every year for the next 15 years. So basically, if you have enough profits, the ability to depreciate your domain will pay for itself over the period of 15 years. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know too many opportunities in life where I can acquire something, make an investment into my business, get tax benefits, increase my brand tenfold, arguably 100-fold if it's from some, you know, other extension or elongated version of your brand. And companies still get just tripped up. Oh, you know, I can't find the ROI, or we can't see it. We can't figure out how to get to it. We can't figure out how to get to the point of, you know, being excited about it, much less, you know, this is the right time, this is the right price, this is the right domain for us. You'd be amazed. So many companies are skittish. And it's so interesting how they can be so bold on a product, and you know, they can have this grandiose vision of what their product's going to be and all these features and benefits, and at the end of the day, competition is going to crush all of us over the next 100 years. And sure, you can have the best product now, wonderful, but stay the best product forever. And 99% of companies, more than that actually, barely make it 20 years, much less 50 or 100 or beyond. So the way to cement yourself, your company, your vision into eternity is having the best brand and doing everything in your power to protect it. So an incredible conference, some incredible people. I hope you've learned a couple things just from some of the information we've been sharing. We've got some great announcements coming up for just a lot of great people, visionaries, entrepreneurs, partners. So thank you to those who care and those who listen. And I welcome any feedback. If there's something that you'd like me to touch on about a domain, or even about acquiring a company, or VPNs, there's so many different angles that our brand is blossoming into right now, and opportunities that come along with that. So happy to answer any questions. Thank you again for watching. Thank you to our partners, Total Server Solutions, just onboarding more VPN companies and VPN companies that are the biggest and best brands in VPN. So it's so exciting to see just everything that's coming together. And I'll end with this. None of it would have been possible without the $1 million investment into VPN.com. So you take that for what it's worth. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy, and let us know if we can ever help. VPN.com/domains if you need a domain, or VPN.com for you, your family, your business if you need a VPN, and soon to be a whole lot more. We'll see you.